because we've got a systems approach as part of the kind of structure of the CDT, then it's actually very broad what you can be interested in. So there's obviously a lot which is around doing the chemistry in the lab, actually doing experiments, but then there are other projects that might be more about understanding the impacts of that and how we can understand where those impacts come from, how we can reduce climate change impacts of chemicals and plastics, or even how chemistry and chemical technologies interacts with other disciplines like maybe design. So how do designers choose which polymers to use in their products? How does that make a difference to whether it's easy to recycle it at the end of life or not? So yeah, I think having an interest in what you want to do the PhD in is really important. I think as well having a kind of desire to make a difference helps as well. So I think that's kind of part of the approach that we have here is to try and make a difference to sustainability. And yeah, if you want to do that, then you'll fit in.
So in the CDT, we have a wide range of expert researchers from completely different fields, from science, engineering, social sciences. And as part of the CDT, you'll get to attend talks and seminars and sessions from experts in all of these different ranges. So you'll be able to appreciate the role that each of these disciplines have in leading sustainable innovations. Also, your first year will have 2 distinct research projects in it, which will be in different departments. So you'll be able to use skills from one project in the other project, apply them to both. And for your final PhD project, you'll be supervised by a multidisciplinary team. So you'll be able to combine different elements of research towards your project.
I think the first way that the CDT tackles interdisciplinarity is just by getting everyone into a room together and getting people to talk to each other, because so often we don't do that. You know, you don't end up talking to the social scientists or even the engineers, and we end up in our silos, kind of in our department, just working with a few people doing things very similar to us. And what the CDT does is it really promotes that dialogue. It gets lots of different people in a room talking to each other, saying, this is a problem that I have, oh, that's interesting, this is the problem that I have, and then starting to compare and look at innovative solutions. And I think that's incredibly valuable. Also, obviously, there's a very broad training which tries to for the students, bring in aspects of you know, different facets of research and sustainability and bring them together. But I think really it's all about people just talking to each other and facilitating those conversations, and that's what the CDT does really well.
So I've supervised and had graduates from the CDT in the past, and they're now, you know, senior scientists driving sustainable polymer chemistry in industry, and so that's one example of so many. What I felt for a lot of graduates that I know from the CDT, they go into leading senior positions very quickly in a huge array of different careers and applications, whether it's staying within science and research, maybe it could be within catapults or kind of startups and really innovative companies coming out of universities, driving that as well, like being really senior scientists within that, as well as then moving into government as well, you know, or really changing that career line. But everything that they've developed through their skills and through their PhD enables them to support policy within sustainability, for example. So the breadth of the graduates coming from CDT and the impact that they're having has already started, and it will continue to flourish, both from those that have already graduated and the new graduates that come through the CDT.